Paula Deen Fates, which is what it always autocorrects to whenever I search Paldean Fates. I don't know why. I've never searched for Paula Deen before, but evidently these are her fates. Paldean Fates has been out forever, and I haven't opened any of it. And at this point, I feel like it's not a super sought-after set, especially compared to some of the newer ones like Surging Sparks and the upcoming Prismatic Evolutions one, and even Twilight Masquerade. I felt now would be a good time to start Paldean Fates. I think it's next on the list in terms of chronology, and I have had this tin in particular for forever. This is the first Paldean Fates thing I bought. There's only 4 packs in there, so I'm going to throw this one in as well, which, if you could see with the price tag, I bought at a counter of a local game store, which I don't normally buy cards from. I was there actually to get a game, and they had these on the counter, and $7 I know is a terrible price, but I kind of thought it would be fun to buy one knowing that it's a terrible price and see how much of a scam it is. Let's see if we can make $7 back. So just a quick one today. We're going to just dip our toes into Paldean Fates. I'm going to get acquainted with it. I know nothing about it, and I'm really excited. Great Tusk is my favorite of the Paradox Mon, and Shiny Great Tusk in particular is one of my favorite shiny hunts. I have maybe 8 of them at this point. I hunted them a lot when the game first came out, so I really like Shiny Great Tusk, and I thought this would be a good introduction to the set. So let's see what is in it. Okay, first off, we have a code, and I feel like that's different. That's new, right? Is that a Paldean Fates first? I feel like I haven't seen code cards that look like that. They usually look like this, with none of that. So that's interesting. I don't think this one is active. That was in a previous video, so don't even bother trying that one. But this one should be active. Interesting. Here is our Great Tusk promo, and he is super cool. He is really shiny. I don't know if this is how all the shinies will appear, or if this is just the EXs and the full arts that are like this, but this is pretty neat. I love shiny Pokemon. I am a shiny collector at heart, and I love the idea of shiny cards as well. So this is really, really cool. Very excited for this set. I know a little bit of baseline about this set. I know that it's mostly reprints, and then the shiny stuff is the main draw. So I think most of the main cards up to the set number are going to be stuff we've seen in the first few sets from this era. And I do know that there's a shiny Charizard that is a very high value card in this set, and a shiny Mew EX that are pretty high value. I believe that's in this set, right? And then I think there's a Gardevoir EX as well. So I'm not coming into this one as blind as I normally would be. Let's do a steal. But I am excited to see. I am going to have to make a cut there. I had to fiddle with my setup a little bit. The light is wrong. I have a new tripod and everything is screwed up, and so I'm trying my best to work with it, but it is going to take me a bit to figure out just the right way to do everything, so please bear with me. Okay, Ghastly. I do think that is a new card. At least it is not a card I recognize, so maybe that there are some new cards in the set. Paldean Student, also a new card for me. Barboach. Okay, so maybe there is more new stuff in here than I thought, because I don't recognize that either. Woobat. Atticus, one of the Team Star bosses. Mousehold, that I feel like is familiar. That's a reprint. Iono, definitely a reprint. Hey! Alright, that's a great start. Wigglytuff EX, shiny! I have no idea what the hit rates are in this, but I would imagine based off of previous special sets and what I know about them, they're probably pretty decent. Maybe 1 in 4, 1 in 5, 1 in 6, something like that. But I don't know, and I don't know how many of them are EXs, so that is a nice first hit. Oh, and a Wugtrio full art. Illustration rare, I guess, is what that is. That's awesome. I love the shiny Pokemon in the illustration rare. It's cool to see like what a shiny Pokemon would look like amongst its peers in the wild. You know, I mean, I don't really ever think about that, but it's like you would imagine that it's kind of like an albino in real life, where there would be probably some evolutionary disadvantage, maybe? I don't know. Very interesting. Very cool to see it in its everyday habitat. Wonder how many of these there are, these illustration ones, and if they count as different than these. That is really cool. And on the end, Cyclizar as a dragon type. That's cool. That's definitely a new card, and I have not seen that. Okay, amazing first pack. Very, very nice. So I'm really hoping these packs have good stuff in them, because when I picked up this tin, it was right at the tail end of when Pokemon 151 stuff was still readily available, and I passed up several 151 products to pick up this tin because I was like, oh, Paldean Fates is older, it's probably going to be out of stock soon, I should grab it while I see it, not realizing that was going to be the last time I ever saw 151 in the store. So I regret picking this up over the 151 stuff I saw at the same time, so I'm hoping this will be good enough that it will at least offset some of that disappointment in having missed out. Alright, let's go electric. Alright, and that was that. We have Flittle. Pikachu, that is definitely reused. Greavard, that is also reused. Chinchou, I think that's new. Iono, that is, we've seen already. Kilowattrel. Curlia, from base set. Paldean Student Reverse. Fido Reverse, and Xatu as a rare. Is that the same Xatu that was in, what is it, Paradox Rift that had the Xatu rare? I don't think so. That looks unfamiliar, so that's cool. So you can have hits in both reverse slots in this set. That's very interesting. I had not thought about the logistics of this. I've never really done any of these special sets. I was not collecting. When I was collecting originally, they weren't doing them, and then I was not collecting when they were doing them. So this is my first experience with one of these like specialty sets. This is pretty cool. Fire. Okay. And we have, every time I'm gonna have to cut, which is stupid, because I don't want you to think that I'm putting stuff in, but I'm fiddling with the camera so much, I can't get it to look right. Natu, Paldean Wooper, Tandemaus, Mankey, Donphan, that looks new to me. Nest Ball, Grappaloct, that's definitely new. Wingull as a shiny! Okay, so I have a story with shiny Wingull. My first game ever was Pokemon Emerald, and I got it when I was 5, and the route next to Petalburg City, I think it's 104 where Mr. Briney's cottage is, the first Wingull I ever encountered in my life, it was like the third wild Pokemon I had ever seen, was a shiny Wingull. And I caught it, and then put it in the box thinking that Wingulls were supposed to be green. And I was so confused why all the opponents I was fighting had regular blue Wingulls when I had a green Wingull, and I didn't use it because I thought that my Wingull was like the boring variant and that the blue ones were special. So I had a shiny Wingull, it was like my third encounter ever, and I never ever used it. I have also found like 6 shiny Wingulls just randomly in the wild since then. I have never hunted a shiny Wingull before, and I have like 4 or 5 of them. So that's kind of really fitting. Wingull is like my #1 found shiny Pokemon, and here he is again. That's awesome. I actually super duper love that. Ooh, look at the pattern. I didn't really see that at first, but that's really pretty. Gottany Reverse. Wow, that feels really boring after looking at that Wingull for so long. And on the end, Houndstone. So are there just regular EXs? Or are all the EXs special? Like, is there just like... I'm trying to think of what EXs we've seen previously. Is it just like Palmot EX regular? Or are they all like... Is the Wigglytuff EX I got a shiny variant, and then there's a regular variant of a Wigglytuff EX? I don't know. Water type. Yay, got one. Hunter. Alright, that's definitely new artwork to me. Very cool. Mime Jr. Noibat, that's a reprint. And I'm going to track the reprints as new because I think they technically do say, yeah, they're a different set. So this is considered a new card for this set, but it is a card we've seen already. Chimecho. That card feels really thick, but I think it's just one. Chimecho, is that Sui? That is Sui, that's cute. I don't know if they're reusing, like, I don't know if this was the Sword and Shield thing or if this is new art, but I have definitely never seen this one before. Camerupt. Moonlit Hill. I don't know where that is. It's probably somewhere in Paldea. New card to me. Donphan. Chinchu reverse. Nimona reverse. And Professor's Research. That is a base set card. Alright, let's see how badly scammed I got with the $7 pack. They just had these out on the counter, and I figured I would pick one up. This, I think, was actually the first Paldean Fates thing I bought, because I saw them and I was like, oh, I wonder if these like are hard to find or rare, and that's why they're so expensive. So I picked one up, and then I found out that they're really not that rare or expensive, and I was kind of like, oh, well, maybe that was stupid. So let's see what we got here. Let's do a Psychic Energy. And here we go. We have Clobbopus in a very cool art style. Varoom. Frigibax. I feel like I have not seen too many Frigibax, and I really like that art. That is definitely my favorite Frigibax I've seen so far. Mashtiff. Swoobat. Gengar! Alright, so that completes that line. That's cool. I like that Gengar a lot. That almost feels like it could have been a rare. That's pretty cool. Link alone. Lechonk shiny! Shiny pig! Yay! I don't know if these are worth anything. They seem to be appearing with relative frequency, so perhaps they're not worth anything. But they are still very exciting to see. And I love shiny Lechonk. Pink pig. Very cute. Very good shiny. Some shinies suck so bad, but this is a very good one in my opinion. Magmar, reverse. And our last card is Revaroom. Okay, so I'm going to say that that was not worth $7 unless by some miracle Lechonk is like the most valuable card in the set. Alright, that was a nice quick introduction to Paldean Fates. I'm very pleased with what I have received here today. Apologies if I'm a little rusty. I have not recorded in a very long time. I've been doing lots of editing, but it has been a long time since I sat down at a camera and actually recorded anything. So kind of got to get my sea legs back here, but hopefully it wasn't too bad and you were able to enjoy. I always look forward to tracking the stats for these videos and kind of finding out what's valuable in the set. Part of me thinks that I should just look everything up beforehand, but I kind of like being able to see some of the stuff for the first time and get like a genuine reaction of like, oh, I didn't know that was in that set. That's really cool. I will see stuff as I track just because of the way the tracker is laid out, but trying to strike a balance between knowing what's there and being surprised to discover what's in the set. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you being here. I have probably loaded up on Paldean Fates a little too much, but at the rate we got shiny stuff in that, I feel like there's probably a lot of them to get, and so maybe this isn't the worst thing in the world. Alright, let me know what you think about the tripod setup. Did you like the old video styles better? The tripod I think works better for me just reaching around to like hold the cards. Though I say that and I think I had to cut every pack I opened because at some point I punched the tripod. So maybe the other way was better, but it was just leaning on the lamp previously and it was really hard to work with because if I moved even a little bit, the whole thing would fall over. Let me know what you think. If you like the other angle better, I'm happy to go back to it. Thanks for watching. Really appreciate it. Paula Deen out.